In this video, I'm rolling with Unchokable Bruno and Sammy the Purple Belt. Sam is new on the channel. I don't think I've had a round with him. Unchokable Bruno, we have a few rounds. I'll put them in the description. I call him that because he's very hard to choke, in all honesty. He's about 180 pounds. He's all muscle. He's a bit of a gym rat. And I think he's either 18 or 19 years old. So there I hit him with the tripod sweep. And I'm looking to come up into the knee cut. See, he's holding over my shoulder there. He's trying to set up a Kimura from that position. He's kind of playing a half guard, which is similar to how I play. That mountain that just walked by was Marek. He runs the open mat. He's a black belt, old school. Big and strong. So here he's kind of playing a butterfly half guard, but his left leg isn't doing anything. So he needs to get that left leg involved because it's just kind of draped over my back. It's really not serving a purpose. You want all of your limbs to serve a purpose when you're playing guard. You want to try to get everything involved. So here I'm looking to pin down his leg and pass. I'm looking to do it slowly and incrementally, as always. Here I could just slide by. I could turn my hips and slide by that leg. Oh, there I go. He's starting to realize that. Because I've done it to him a bunch of times, he's somewhat susceptible to that position. So I have my elbow in and I'm preventing the triangle. Because in that moment, I have one arm in and one arm out. So you never want to have one arm in and one arm out because it could lead to being triangled, and usually does. Now, you could get triangled with no arms in if he uses his own arm as part of the triangle, which is what I call the no-arm triangle. I actually have one from the bottom that I like to use. So here he's got me in closed guard and we're wrist fighting. I think closed guard is a good position for somebody of his body type because it's easy for him to wrap his legs around me. See, I'm putting my right knee in the crotchal region because I want to prevent triangles, and that's basically what that does. So if you're sitting in this position, also to open the guard, you want to put your knee in that position. Now we're resetting. Because if you have your knee in there, you can make a good knee and elbow connection and it will prevent the triangle. Also, he won't be able to get his hips that high because your knee and shin would be in the way. So here I'm pulling on the back of his head because I want to get a reaction, and the reaction I want is for him to lay back to avoid. And as you can see, he's trying to pull me into a triangle and I'm just defending. Again, all of this is low risk, way less risk than jumping all around. So what I'm just doing is I'm being resistant to his attacks. So there I have my right hand in the middle. In that position, that's like a Wing Chun structural position. Now, if he was able to tuck my left arm away, then he could go and throw up a triangle from there. But obviously, I'm kind of waiting for that, and that's why I wanted him to open his guard, so it acted as a bait, and it also held him down. Excuse me. So here he's trying to pull my arm across, which isn't a bad idea, but maybe not in full guard. It would be better if he was in a half guard there and he dragged my arm across, because then he could go to my back and he'd have a lot of options. Now, as usual, Bruno is much stronger than me, but he, like I said, he's a bit of a gym rat. So here he's making space, which I think is a good idea because it kind of resets our position. So here he should establish a guard. Again, that left leg's not really doing much. Here he should look for an underhook with his left arm. I'm not going to allow it, but I felt like he wasn't even fishing for it. Here he let me grab his head with my left arm, which is a mistake because that's basically giving me a crossface, which allowed me to get the pass. As you can see, I'm on my toes and I'm kind of driving into him a little bit because he's so strong. It's really hard to keep him down with no effort. You know, not that it's easy to keep anyone down with no effort, but it's especially hard with Bruno. So here I'm explaining he should get that right hooked in and then bring the left butterfly hook in. So that's a butterfly half guard. Because I feel like he wants to play that, but he doesn't know how, or he thinks he's doing that, but he's not. So I'm hoping this can help refine his game, and I think it will. Bruno is young and he's like a sponge. You tell him something and he learns right away. He's been training about 1.5 years now, which is surprising to me because I remember when he just started. It seems like yesterday. So there I kind of let him get that butterfly half guard sweep so he could feel what it, see what it feels like. It's more of a demonstration where we weren't actually rolling at that moment. So that's what's great about open mat. It's more relaxed and we could kind of chat sometimes if I see something that can really help change his game. So there he was a little overly compliant with letting me sweep him, but I really wanted to show him the back take from that underhook because he would just base out with his left hand if I tried to sweep him like that. So here I'm just explaining to him a little bit about closed guard, and if you're losing the grip fighting in closed guard, you might want to go to something else. And many times when I'm in someone's closed guard, they'll get so frustrated by my grip fighting that they do end up going to something else. So here he came back. He does compete a little bit. I'm not sure what his competition results are. I think he does pretty well. But he's basically asking me how he should handle pulling guard. And to me, pulling guard should be by surprise, right? I mean, unless your opponent knows you're a big guard puller. But normally, even if you are a big guard puller, you should try to pretend that you're going to go for takedowns. So that's what I'm explaining to him here. You want to come out like you're going to wrestle. You want them to think that you're going for the wrestle, you're tapping them on the head, you're gauging the distance, and then you pull guard. Because it catches them off guard. Pun intended. Again, this is very effective with the old ladies on the express bus. I'm just kidding. I made that joke last time and somebody thought it was funny, so I'm revisiting. Here I'm explaining to him a little bit about wrist fighting. And I think I need to make a video on this, but here I explain a good part of it. You want to grab the wrist on a right angle. So when I'm grabbing someone's wrist, I want that right angle from my forearm to their forearm. I want to be on a right angle. I don't want to be on a similar angle to their forearm because it would be very easy for them to break the grip. So here, if I'm doing MMA or if I'm in a street fight and somebody puts their hands up, the first thing I'm going to do is double wrist control. Then if they pull their wrist out, I'll just switch to an underhook or a takedown because they'll already be on the way back. Their weight will already be going back from pulling their wrist out of my grip. And I've actually used this in a real fight. I was driving a van in the city and somebody got out. They got annoyed that I blew the horn and they came up to me and put their hands up like that. And I just instantly grabbed both their wrists like my hands were magnets. It went right to them. Well, first he came to my truck and he was saying, "Oh, you want to fight?" And I just got out and I put my hands up and just grabbed his wrists because he put his hands up. I think he thought he was going to intimidate me. And then when I grabbed his wrist, he pulled his wrists out with everything he had. He used a lot of force and he ran back and got in his car and other people were blowing their horns and like cheering me on. So here I'm showing that if I was to hold on, like in the fight, when I grabbed the guy's wrist, when he pulled his wrist out, and I let go. Because if I would have held on, he would have pulled me off balance. He was like a stocky, short guy. He was probably stronger than me. He would have pulled me off balance, right? Because I would have been overly committed. So there I showed the guard pull, right? You want to pretend that you're going to do the takedown and then go for a guard pull when they don't expect it. Unexpectedly. So now I'm going to switch. I'm going to roll with Sammy. Sammy is a purple belt at the academy. I think he's competed before. He's a bit of a competitor. He's very good. His jiu-jitsu is excellent. His father is a doctor, and when my dad was in the hospital, dying sadly, his father was a doctor in that hospital. So I found that interesting. And he's going to school, I think, for sports medicine, or I'm probably getting it wrong, but something that takes a lot of brains. So his jiu-jitsu is very smart and very well thought out. That's how I would describe it. So here I have my typical De La Riva. And I'm thinking about spinning to the back. He's doing a good job there of like sitting on my right leg, which is my butterfly hook. But he's big and strong and heavy, and it's not as easy to move him around as it is certain people. So there he just tried to throw my legs to the side and pass with a little bit of explosiveness there. And I was able to maintain my half guard, but I don't have my butterfly hook in. Here I'm looking for the Kimura. But he's doing just enough. His posture's in a manner just enough where I can't get it. Yeah. Also, in all honesty, my two little skinny Bugs Bunny arms are not... they're a real match for his one strong arm, because I'm not getting it by surprise. See, if I was getting it by surprise, things would be a lot easier. And that's why Marcelo calls this a strongman move, the Kimura or Americana. And I know what he means, and I agree. See there, I don't want him to get my crossface, and at the same time, if he overcommits, I can go for the Kimura. So that's the dilemma, and that's what we keep getting stuck in here. So it's become a little bit of a stalemate. There he used his head in a really good way to flatten me, to flatten my arm against my body, but I'm still able to stop that one arm. Again, he's very strong, and it was really hard to stop. Now he swam over the back of my head with that arm, which was a good idea. Normally, a lot of guys don't do that. This might be one of the first times I've really felt that. What I should have done here is look to put my right butterfly hook in and go for the sweep, because his right arm is occupied. Instead, I have my right leg dangling, so I don't really know what I was thinking there. I think I'm trying to get my knee back in. You know, again, sometimes I watch myself and I see the mistakes I'm making, and I learn from them. But when you're in that heat of the moment type of thing, you know, it's like watching a chess game. When you watch a chess game, you could see every move, but when you're in it, it's a different story. So here he's looking to kick that hook off. I'm in a bad position here. I think he's looking for a Darce, and he was really, in all honesty, too strong for me to resist it. And I'm not saying it didn't take skill. It was well done. I mean, he didn't finish it yet. He's making adjustments, and he's having trouble finishing it, but he's going to finish it eventually. I'm a bit choke resistant myself. I think because my neck is so skinny. Oh, but there he was finally able to finish it. But again, it was really hard to get out of. You know, you can't make mistakes with somebody that's bigger and stronger than you and younger, with the ability to squeeze. So here I felt like maybe going for that Darce tired him out a little bit, which is always interesting. It's like, what price does somebody pay to get the submission? Did they use 100% effort to get it? Because after you tap, you get to start over. I mean, I remember submitting a guy a few times, and after a while I says, gee, I'm starting to get tired from submitting him. It would be better to just hold on to a dominant position. So here he's playing a little bit of guard. I would say one of my strengths is guard passing. There he tried to get a hook on my leg and I kicked it back while holding his hips down. There he started to stand up and I pushed him down by his hip because I didn't want him to stand up. I want to continue to pass his guard. You know, guard passing is a strength, but if he's going to stand up, then that strength doesn't mean anything. You have to be able to guard pass and hold down your opponent. The problem is in no-gi, it's easier for your opponent to just stand up, as Daniel Cormier says. In gi, it's a lot harder. There's friction, there's grips. So there, it looks like I'm past his bottom leg, so I've gotten the guard pass here. I'm tying up his head with one hand, and I'm using the cradle with the other. And this is more of a wrestling move, in my opinion, even though, of course, it's totally applicable in jiu-jitsu. And it's something that my classmate Brian does on me. He's a brown belt. He's very good at that. So I'm using it on Sammy as best as I can. He's a very thick, strong guy. Big thighs, big buys. So here it looks like I'm starting to pass again. He was getting his guard back. There, I was thinking about a foot lock. I was thinking about a leg entanglement. Oh, I popped into a quick ankle lock attack there, but I thought the better of it. I didn't want him to stand up, which he's doing anyway. So that's why wrestling is more important with no-gi. And it's more like wrestling. That's why it's called submission wrestling. But thank you for watching. If you want to help support the channel, there's an X-Marshall link in the description. You could buy that Rashguard in shorts or anything on that page. Use code JITS50 and get 15% off. Or you could just buy me a coffee. Either way, I appreciate it. And it motivates me to continue making content for you guys. More to come with Sammy. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you.